Embarking on a journey of self-discovery and self-affirmation poses a universal challenge in our lives. One crucial aspect in this endeavor involves learning to set personal boundaries and recognizing the significance of frequently saying no. Often, we find ourselves ensnared in the habit of prioritizing others' needs and desires at the expense of our own interests and well-being. This reflection delves into the underlying dynamics of such behavior, emphasizing the importance of acknowledging and respecting our own limits. The discussion explores how distancing oneself from toxic situations or relationships is not merely an act of self-preservation, but also a potent expression of self-respect and autonomy. Throughout the text, we delve into various facets of this process, considering how the ability to assertively say no and maintain a clear direction in life can reshape our relationships with both ourselves and others. This transformation leads to a more authentic and fulfilling existence. Before delving further, take a moment to review your subscription, and feel free to share your perspectives in the comments during the video. Now, let's begin exploring the intriguing and common phenomena of individuals dedicating their time and effort to others, often beyond their own limits and needs. What underlies this behavior? It may stem from an internal quest for personal validation, profound yearning to be valued and accepted, or a belief that self-esteem is intrinsically tied to others' perceptions. However, this excessive concern with external opinions can become a trap. Caring too much about what others think puts you at risk of losing your own identity. You become a mere reflection of others' expectations and opinions, almost as if your existence hinges on the approval of those around you. This relentless pursuit of recognition and approval can be exhausting, often leading individuals into a vicious cycle. The quest for acceptance may be driven by various factors, such as insecurity about one's worth, relying on external validation to feel deserving, or growing up in environments where love and attention were conditional upon meeting others' expectations. It's crucial to realize that this constant pursuit of others' approval can result in a lonely and unsatisfying path, akin to trying to fill an inner void that always remains out of reach. Breaking this cycle may involve developing a healthier relationship with oneself, learning to value personal opinions and needs. By doing so, one can embark on a path of greater authenticity and personal satisfaction, where others' opinions are just one aspect and not the defining factor of happiness and self-esteem. Any individuals, at some point, find themselves dedicating time and energy to others. The question arises, is this a search for self-affirmation or a deep desire to be appreciated? Excessive concern with others' opinions can turn individuals into hostages of these judgments. For those in such situations, a valuable strategy to reclaim sovereignty and self-esteem is simply known as walking away. While it may seem abrupt, in certain circumstances, it becomes a necessary step to reaffirm personal power. Throughout life, encounters with various people occur. Some may not respect boundaries, while others may be overly dependent, cruel, or selfish. Demonstrating the willingness to walk away not only reinforces independence, but also regains control over one's life. The power of walking away relies on two fundamental pillars: the ability to say no and the presence of a clear direction in life. If one often finds themselves entangled in others' desires or feeling used or abused, it likely indicates a struggle with refusing requests and a lack of a defined purpose. Having a clear goal signals to the world that one values their time and, by extension, their life, naturally creating distance from undesirable situations. When your boundaries are disrespected, staying focused on your path minimizes the need for external approval. It's important to note that walking away is not just a physical action. It reflects a mindset of self-worth and respect. Embracing this stance sends a powerful message. You are in charge of your life. Thank you for investing your time in this reflection. While walking away may seem like a bold move, It becomes an essential action at times to assert one's autonomy in a given scenario. Throughout life's journey, we encounter numerous people. Some interactions are fleeting like leaves in the wind, while others deeply root themselves in our hearts. Each encounter, whether brief or lasting, leaves a unique imprint on our personal story. Choosing to step back is not always easy. It often comes with a mix of emotions, a blend of relief with a tinge of melancholy. However, taking control of our own narrative is a sign of maturity and self-awareness. Knowing when to say goodbye, when to close a chapter, is a vital skill in building a fulfilling and authentic life. While this choice might seem selfish to others, it is an act of self-preservation. By moving away from situations or people that no longer resonate with our values or aspirations, we make room for new opportunities and enriching experiences. The journey of personal discovery is a mosaic of meetings and farewells, each contributing a unique color to the larger picture of our existence. Though moments of departure can be painful, they are crucial for our growth. They teach us about our limits, desires, and, most importantly, about who we truly are. In sharing these reflections, I hope to spark curiosity and interest in my audience, encouraging them to look at their own stories with a new perspective, full of possibilities and learning. Among the various people we encounter, some present particular challenges in understanding and respecting personal boundaries. Some individuals can be overly dependent, clinging to us and demanding a disproportionate amount of our time and energy. While these interactions are often well-intentioned, they can become exhausting and create an imbalance in the relationship. On the other hand, there are those we might categorize as unpleasant and ill-intentioned. These individuals see social interactions as opportunities for manipulation and exploitation. They may use sarcasm, criticism, or abusive behaviors to belittle others, solely aiming for their own benefit without considering the well-being of others. Although challenging, these negative interactions offer valuable learning opportunities. They teach us the importance of establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries. Learning to identify and deal with such personalities is crucial for our emotional health and personal development. It empowers us to be assertive, to stand up for our values, and to not allow others to treat us disrespectfully or harmfully. Making the conscious decision to distance ourselves from those who do not respect our boundaries sends a powerful message, both to ourselves and to them. This attitude clearly demonstrates that we are not owned by anyone, and that we have the power and autonomy to choose who is part of our lives. This gesture of withdrawal is not just an act of self-affirmation, but also an important step in regaining control over our own well-being and capabilities. The choice to distance ourselves from certain individuals can be viewed as an act of self-defense and preservation. By creating a boundary between us and toxic people or draining relationships, we prioritize our mental and emotional health, emphasizing the importance of personal space and investing in our own growth. It serves as a reminder that we are the primary architects of our happiness and inner peace. Furthermore, this action can have a significant impact on those prone to overstepping boundaries. It becomes a call for reflection, providing an opportunity for them to recognize the consequences of their actions and potentially initiate changes in their behavior. The power of walking away is reinforced by two fundamental pillars: the assertiveness of saying no and the clarity of direction. Firstly, the word no is a powerful tool in the art of setting boundaries. It is simple, direct, and effective. By saying no, we communicate our needs, preferences, and limits clearly. This act of self-affirmation is crucial for maintaining healthy and respectful relationships, representing a declaration of independence that shows we are in control of our choices and actions. No is more than just a refusal. It is an act of self-respect and self-awareness, allowing us to reject situations, commitments, and behaviors that displease, overburden, or disrespect us. When used assertively and respectfully, This word becomes a sign of inner strength and confidence. Secondly, direction is the element that guides us to where we want to go, both literally and metaphorically. Having a direction means having goals, aspirations, and a sense of purpose in life. Knowing where you are headed makes it easier to make decisions and choose paths that align with your values and objectives. It provides a clear framework for navigating life's challenges and opportunities. Direction serves as a guiding force, providing focus to help us steer clear of distractions and negative influences. When coupled with the assertiveness of saying no, these two elements create a potent synergy. Saying no acts as a shield, protecting us from unwarranted external pressures, while direction keeps us on the trajectory toward realizing our goals and dreams. Together, they play a crucial role in maintaining personal integrity and forging a path that authentically aligns with our individuality. If you often find yourself succumbing to the desires of others, or, in more severe instances, falling victim to exploitation, manipulation, or abuse, it may indicate a challenge in asserting no and a lack of clear direction in life. These signs demand attention and contemplation. The struggle to say no can often stem from a desire to please, a fear of conflict, or the belief that our needs are subordinate to those of others. Though seemingly harmless initially, this behavior can lead to a cycle of self-denial and resentment, fostering an environment conducive to being taken advantage of. On the flip side, a lack of clear direction can originate from uncertainties, a lack of self-awareness or hesitancy in pursuing our genuine interests. Without a definite path, we expose ourselves to the influence and goals of others, potentially forfeiting the chance to lead a life that truly reflects our individuality. It is essential to acknowledge and tackle these challenges in order to build a life firmly rooted in personal authenticity and fulfillment. Recognizing these patterns within oneself marks the initial step towards change. It commences with the bolstering of self-esteem and self-awareness, understanding one's true values and desires for life. From this point, the journey involves practicing assertiveness, learning to say no when necessary, and actively setting and pursuing personal goals and aspirations. The inability to say no and a lack of clear direction in life can result in a less firm and assertive stance. Without anchoring ourselves in our own values and objectives, we become more susceptible to the influence and interests of others. This lack of firmness can be perceived by others and, unfortunately, exploited. Observing a lack of direction in someone might encourage others to impose their wills and objectives onto that person, leading to a life that mirrors others' expectations and desires rather than their own aspirations. It's crucial to emphasize that having direction in life doesn't necessitate an inflexible plan or an unchangeable vision of the future. Instead, it involves having a sense of purpose, knowing what is important, and making decisions aligned with those values and objectives. Direction serves as a guide, an internal compass that aids in navigating life's complexities and challenges. On the other hand, the ability to say no is an act of self-affirmation, a recognition and honoring of one's own limits, needs, and desires. Saying no is more than just rejecting something unwanted. It is an affirmation of oneself and what one values. When others notice a lack of commitment to personal goals, they may view that person's time as less valuable than their own. This perception can lead to a harmful dynamic where it's expected that the individual prioritizes the needs and desires of others over their own. Such a situation diminishes the importance of one's time and efforts, establishing a pattern where personal goals and aspirations are consistently placed on the back burner. While this dynamic is often subtle and not intentionally harmful, it reinforces the idea that the needs of others are more important, contributing to a cycle of self-neglect. Spending most of one's time meeting others' expectations can result in missing opportunities to invest in personal growth and goals. This situation underscores the crucial importance of developing a sense of direction and purpose. Having clear and personal goals is instrumental in establishing healthy boundaries and making decisions that align with your own priorities. This doesn't mean disregarding the needs of others. Instead, it involves finding a balance between helping others and taking care of yourself. Moreover, learning to value your own time and efforts is paramount. This entails recognizing your worth and acknowledging the significance of your own goals and aspirations. By valuing yourself, you communicate to others that they should do the same. From the perspective of those perceiving others as less committed to their own goals, there might be a notion that dedicating time to meet their demands implies using time usefully to serve their interests. This perspective is problematic as it places the value of your time and efforts solely in the context of their usefulness to others, disregarding your own satisfaction and personal growth. Such a mindset can lead to the belief that your worth is intrinsically tied to your ability to be useful to others, rather than recognizing your inherent value as an individual. It's essential to understand that being useful to others is just one of the many ways to spend your time valuably. The true value of your time also manifests when you are working toward your own goals, taking care of yourself, or simply engaging in activities that bring you joy and satisfaction. Devoting yourself intensely and intentionally to a personal goal reflects clear priorities and serves as an affirmation of the value of your time and life. Choosing to live with a clear purpose sends a robust message, both to oneself and to the surrounding individuals, underscoring the value of each moment and the significance of utilizing time with purpose. This decision fundamentally alters how others perceive an individual, transforming them from being viewed merely as a resource to an individual with distinct desires, ambitions, and passions. Wholeheartedly committing to personal goals brings forth a multitude of advantages. Firstly, instills a sense of authenticity and integrity as actions align with internal values. This, in turn, fosters an increase in self-respect and consequently respect from others. By demonstrating a commitment to valuing one's own time, an individual naturally imparts the importance of doing the same to others. Additionally, such dedication can serve as a wellspring of inspiration for observers, motivating them to pursue their own aspirations. Naturally arising from this commitment is the establishment of healthy boundaries. This encompasses the ability to say no to demands that don't align with personal priorities and the maintenance of a delicate balance between meeting the needs of others and pursuing individual aspirations. In various life contexts, such as the professional realm, marital relationships, or friendships, having a clear sense of direction becomes instrumental in identifying toxic or detrimental situations. This clarity becomes vital for both mental well-being and career advancement, offering the capacity to step back when necessary. The decision to withdraw from detrimental environments transcends mere self-preservation. It's an assertion of self-respect. It involves a recognition of one's intrinsic worth and an understanding that being in situations and relationships should be respectful and mutually beneficial. Conveying these principles in a narrative imparts a message of empowerment and self-defense, encouraging listeners to prioritize personal growth and well-being. Redirecting focus towards one's unique path diminishes excessive concern with external opinions. As attention turns inward, the need for external validation diminishes significantly. This self-awareness and confidence are not only liberating, but are also foundational for constructing an authentic and fulfilled life. Opting out of unhealthy relationships or environments becomes a potent strategy for safeguarding self-respect and integrity, signifying strength and self-awareness. This decisive action communicates a refusal to compromise mental health and well-being in the face of toxic situations or relationships. It also broadcasts a clear message to the world. The individual is in control of their life, determining who and what deserves their time and energy. Demonstrating and maintaining healthy boundaries becomes an embodiment of self-respect and an expectation of mutual respect from others. In negotiation scenarios, adopting the stance of walking away holds significant weight, particularly in business contexts. It signals to others involved that alternatives exist, and that dependence on a specific deal for progress is not absolute. This communicates confidence and an abundance mindset, exerting a positive influence on negotiations. The abundance mindset, rooted in internal contentment and confidence, exudes self-assurance and self-sufficiency, rendering it appealing and persuasive. In personal relationships, recognizing the importance of loved ones without tethering one's happiness to them fosters relationships characterized by balance and mutual respect, free from excessive dependency. In the realm of negotiations, the readiness to walk away emerges as a position of strength. It signifies a deliberate choice rather than a response driven by desperation, ensuring control and integrity. This approach enhances the likelihood of achieving favorable outcomes and guarantees that regardless of the result, the individual remains in a position of power by upholding standards and respecting boundaries.